What day enjoy this car. When you leave them hard, pack up in the morning. Back in dry car in the morning. I'm with it all for the cool. So dry car in the woody. To my them we are set to one. And don't party you, we are cool. I want all the chicken clip I'm for. Woman, true woman, papa, no. It's alright. It's alright.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Misunderstood. Yeah, second episode. I'd like to thank you for watching the first episode. If you have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button now. Alright, so with me in the studio today is Yemisi Orilowo. Yemisi is a serial entrepreneur. She's a baker. She's a craftswoman. She does a lot of things. A lot of things. So we'll get to meet Yemisi today and look into what she does. And in fact, Yemisi, introduce yourself, please.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Yemisi Orilowo. I am a baker. I am also into crafts. I like she said, a serial entrepreneur. So I like to dabble a lot into a lot of different things. Carpentry, woodworks, everything. I've worked with cement. Well, anyways, I can tie that to my studies. I was into construction technology and management in school, so yes, definitely I have brought a bit of that into what I do now. Even though I studied construction, I went fully into baking, but then along the way craft came up, and honestly I really enjoy it, and as God will have it, I've turned it into a business. So wow. Yeah.
Guys, so Yemisi and I went to school together.
Yes.
We met in the university. So she said what do you say about your course? You said you
yes,
did what?
I studied construction technology and management, building tech.
She's
basically.
now constructing cakes.
Yes.
You need to see her cakes. Very
and we
beautiful.
use similar equipment along the way, actually.
You see?
So
she
I mean,
measures
the scrapers,
the cake.
everything.
Exactly. So she's doing it in the food industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So Yemisi, tell us how you started.
Every time I'm asked this question, I always laugh a lot. So there's no way I want to say without saying that it was God that led me to this, honestly speaking. And if you say, how did that happen? Honestly, it was just a simple cry. I didn't want to starve. That's just the way I can start it for
Sapa.
you. Sapa won't wound me. So honestly, around the time when our currency got devalued, I think. Yeah.
When was that?
When the dollar rate went up and everything was quite expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was 2014, 2015, thereabouts.
Okay.
Yes. So, of course, money wasn't coming from home as usual. I mean, I think the dollar went from as high as from 150 to 300 overnight.
Yeah.
It was very difficult for my parents to send money. People couldn't even withdraw money over there in Ghana anymore so easily. And I was like, how do I survive? And somehow luckily, I think my card was still working for a while. And then I was like, okay, let me use that to at least support myself for this period. But then after a while, I was like, this cannot work. Eventually, it was almost like a ticking time bomb because everybody was saying, oh, I cannot use my card anymore. I said, my own will soon run out too. So
it was frustrating.
I need to figure out something else to do. And then I was like, okay, what am I good with right now? I said, okay, I think I make a little bit of hair, right? So let me start doing some people's hair. I think I've done your hair a couple of times.
She made my hair.
So I had a plan, right? I was like, if I can do up to 5 people's hair in a week, I'll get enough money to see myself through the next week. So I was like, okay, that's a good way to start about it. And then I started doing people's hair. And at the end of the week, I'll have 100 CDs, 150 CDs.
Wow.
I said, okay, fine, that's good. 100 CDs thereabout was about maybe 10,000 under thereabouts and all. So from that, I said, okay, what else can I do? Because this is not enough. I need to get something more and all. So I started thinking, oh, at least I think I can cook. I mean, I might not be the best, but I think I can do something. And thank God for YouTube. So I was learning on the job, really. And then I started cooking for people. Then I had another plan. So the idea was I make people's hair and then I take the money. Every time we had a holiday, I would come back to Ghana with Ghana must go off food stuff. And my target audience were guys. Like, oh yeah, come on, I would cook for you. I would give everything to you. And I still remember the first time I delivered the first meal these guys, I've not even gotten back to my host, and they were like, Yemisi, please come back. I said, hey God,
what did I spoil?
I have cooked rubbish. What is going on? And the way they were like calling me back so urgently. So just entered the room. I just saw plenty guys, and they were just eating this okra. They were like, we need another bowl. Take our money. I was like, hey, and just like that, I started making food for people. So it was really good in that way, and with the little proceedings from that, I was able to at least cater for my basic needs. And then through the support of one of my most amazing aunties, she contributed money for me, and I got my first cutting candy machine. And then I started carrying my machine out for gigs. Honestly, after like the first 2-3 gigs I had made back the money for the machine. And then the first major mall opened in Kumasi, and I got a stand, and that was how I made my first million overnight. So it was a major thing, and honestly, that was how the business started. And I started looking at what more can I do with this. Well, fortunately, I had to come back to Nigeria. Man, hold me. So I came back, and then I was preparing to get married. So I moved to Ibadan, and we got married, and then I think we were going to settle down in Ibadan, and then we moved again to Lagos. And Lagos was a whole other different ball game, because at this time I was already doing cakes, I was doing cupcakes, I was trying to improve myself and trying to find a product market fit, everything. And I put in all the effort, I put in all the time, the energy, and here we are today. It has gone beyond even my wildest dreams. Yes. So, but how it started on my Sapa, I didn't want to be broke.
Guys,
I needed money.
So Sapa can lead you to destiny. When you're hungry, trust God.
Yes.
It will lead you to your destiny.
Honestly, yeah.
All right. Okay. So, like, how did the name Coco come about? Coco.
This is an emotional one. So, my dad had always called me Coco from when I was born. In fact, when I was in primary school, when I started writing, when they, you want to write your name on your book, I write Coco Ajayi. My dad had to sit with me and say, no,
Coco.
This one is a pet name. Your name is Yemisi. So I always used to write the name Coco, and it was just something that he always called me, and I just loved the name, and it had a special place in my heart. And of course, he's someone that always encouraged me. May he so rest in peace anyways. But he's someone that has always encouraged me, and there was no other name to think about when it was time to name the business. So yeah, Coco. Even my uncles and everyone still calls me Coco till today. So that's how the name came about. My dad actually named me, and I named the business Coco Sweets.
So we just added sweets to it.
Yes.
Coco Sweets.
Yes, please.
Guys, she's not joking. A lot of sweets. A lot of sweets.
Thank you.
All right. So you mentioned moving to Lagos and then starting over again. So what were some of the challenges that you faced to start up again when you go here?
Honestly, Lagos is a whole different ball game, because coming from Ghana, where I'm not saying the economy was not moving, it was really fantastic, right? But in terms of numbers and population, Ghana doesn't have as much as we do. And I felt, if I always I say Ghana was easy money for me, because it was quite smooth. It was easy to do this and everything. Everything was almost like planned out for you, right? But with Lagos, there's a lot. There's a whole lot to compete with. I think one of the first things I had was even figuring out where to buy things. So I spent the first 6 months in Lagos just trying to figure out where to get supplies, how to go about things, who are the people I'll call my suppliers and everyone, so that was quite a difficult part. Logistics was also a huge one. I remember when I just started, I would actually take public transport to go and deliver some of these cakes and cupcakes and all. If the cake was quite big and I could afford like a Bolt or an Uber ride, I would take one, and then when I'm coming back, I would just take public transport back to my house and all. So I think that was one of the challenges. And then of course I didn't know anyone in Lagos, so you were just starting from scratch. Thankful for family and friends that patronized at the first onset, and then they referred me. Some of my wonderful clients today have been referrals of referrals of referrals. And when I try to trace back the line, I think that was one of the main things. So some of the challenges, I'll say, logistics was a main thing. Getting where to buy things, the high cost of production in Lagos was also another factor. Yeah.
So paying those transports, what's the farthest that you went? Like from Yaba?
Didn't we go on that journey together? When Film House called us to do a cake. Was it Iripo or somewhere like that?
I just know that we left Lagos.
You know when they say when you see that fish, know that you have gone.
We left Lagos. I slept at the point I had to sleep. Like, we're going too far. We're not just arriving. And went far.
And I'm glad we have the AC even spot on the way. So there was heat, there was everything.
We're managing the cake also with all that too. Trying not to shake the cake. It was a big cake.
Yeah.
So when we served what? Ice cream,
and then there was cake.
Then the cotton candy for a while before the machine got back.
Oh no, it was so I think that was the farthest. I don't know where exactly what the name of that place is. I'm sure if I check I can find it. But it was I don't know we passed that fish.
We left Lucky we're going down.
Going, yeah.
Are you sure we not pass Ajabi? We almost reached Ajabi.
It was just
know that we left Lagos.
So I think those are the most farthest. Although in terms of that's for within Lagos, I've been opportune to actually have my packages delivered to Abuja and also taking it back home to Ibadan as well. So those are some locations.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. So can you run us through your process, like from baking a cake down to when you do the delivery? What's the process like?
Okay, so most times it's someone reaches out, hello, I want to get something. The first thing I do is try to understand what the client wants. I'm always very careful and particular about this. I want to know who is the cake for, who is this package for, what message are you trying to pass across to this person. It's not just about, oh, here's my account number, kindly make your payment. I want to know what you want so that we can actually know how to serve you better, right? So once I figure that out, okay, it's for your mom, she's turning 50, she's turning 60, she likes purple, she's big on something, maybe she just likes keepsake, if she's a sweet tooth, okay, fine, we're looking more at like cake than even just something she can keep. So we think through all those things, right? And then we go into production, and there's always planning. If someone has an order coming up in 2 weeks, best believe that by now I've already sorted out what needs to go into that order. Chief planner. And I'm amazed because a lot of times this business actually taught me all those skills because I didn't used to have these things before. So we plan properly and then we start to execute. There's always a struggle between what I personally want to do and the client's budget because I'm like, if I go overboard, I will. But of course, thank God for my husband that is calm down, you know. So, but we try to give excellence in everything that we do, and so it goes into the baking of the cakes. The presentation matters to me a lot. I can't remember when I've thrown out a box. I'm like, I don't like the way this thing looks. It looks bent. It looks crooked. I want everything to be done
I've
perfectly.
witnessed
Perfectly. So yes, I do that, and then even the delivery. And the most important part is that a lot of businesses forget that the sale doesn't end after the money enters your account, right? It's even afterwards. There's a lot more. So I'm very particular about how we present the package to the person. I'm particular about even the aftermath. We send you details of your order, and then we even want to get reviews. How did we do? Did you enjoy it? And things like that. And that's just something we're very big on. Yes. So once we do that, honestly, majority of our clients is referrals. And once you do some well to somebody, they are very quick to say, see, this person, I've had clients tell us, see, you've got a client in me for life. And that speaks a lot of volumes when we hear that feedback.
Like me, I'm her life client.
Yes, so yes.
So Yemisi is one of those very careful people. Like if she orders for an Uber to come and pick a cake to someone and they bring a bike here, trust me, like bicycle. Now we have bicycles. We send the bicycle away. So don't worry, like, sorry, bye-bye. She's very particular about the cake getting to the person in the best shape and form. Like what I ordered is what I get, not what I ordered versus what I got. That one that you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's very particular about that. Okay, is there any particular cake design or craft that stands out to you? Like, which is your best project so far?
It's very hard to answer this question, right? Because there's a memory attached to every single order.
Yeah.
If you show me a cake, I can tell you what was going on, what emotion I was in, what my state of mind I was in it. Every single one is very, very particular to me because there is, you know, so we deal more with customized packages, right? So there's always an element of uniqueness to every single one of them. So it's hard to even say, okay, this is one that stands out. Maybe I would just say one that was a lot of time my my most trying projects. And of course, I executed successfully, thank God. I think one of them was a wedding cake I had to do last year. It was a cake that was shaped like a suitcase. It was a traditional cake.
Okay.
The one that has the
Remember that
suitcase
one?
and
Yeah.
and the calabash
And
with
the
edible beads and things. That cake had a
one?
lot of
The
the kola nuts and the garden eggs and everything like that. So yes, I think that was a very trying one because it had a lot of moving parts, and I was still amazed at how well we executed because maybe I should also mention this. I didn't go to any baking schools. So, like I said, thank God for YouTube. So, what would I do without YouTube? So, I didn't go to any baking schools as people have it and all, but I was able to learn. So, I do a lot of back work. And that's why I said a lot of time when most time when people say, can you do this thing? Even if I've not done it before, I say, don't worry. Just when do you need your order? It's not too close. Like, leave me alone. Let me go and figure out what to do. So I'll take time to research. So I did a lot of research on that cake. I had a mood board for it. I did a lot of drawing and planning. In fact, I did some test runs. I remember when I had to do my first tiered cake, I even did a small structural sample to see, okay, can it stand? At times I would put heat on something. Okay, the fondant, how well does it do? What if it is exposed to the worst element? How will this thing survive? So I think that was one cake that really made me bring out my skills and made me do a lot of like understudy and just trying to figure out how to execute it. And the bride loved it. Then the taste, of course, I'll kill that one.
Top
notch. So yeah, that was one of them.
Okay, so how do you stay updated with trends and all? Like, there are cakes everywhere. You just see some kind of cakes. I think recently there's one that you made. I'm like, damn, and that has to be Wicked. I thought you were going to mention Wicked when I said what's your most innovative. She made a cake for this Wicked movie that is trending also. Yeah. So how do you stay up to date?
Always keeping up to date, honestly, and that's thank God for social media, right? And it's a beautiful tool, especially when you use it the right way. So I'm able to always look at what's going on in the industry, what are the new trends, what are the new technologies that are being applied. I say I'm a tech bakery. And I like to say that because I try to get rid of all these paper and pen things and all. I try to use as much of digital help as I can do. The world is changing, the world is evolving, so we can't keep doing things the old way. So a lot of times I try to keep up with the trends, what is really moving right now. But a lot of times with trends, I'm always very careful, right? Because of course, Nigeria's, in fact, somebody wants to study our economy. I don't know how you want to classify it or arrange it because things are very, very different, right? The way something might work in like another country is definitely a whole different ballgame here. So a lot of times if I see something that is a trend over there, yes, it's lovely, it's fantastic. As much as I can, I put things into my business, right? But I'm always very careful of what can actually work with the Nigerian audience. So there are ways whereby I take whatever is a trend, okay, how can I make it into like a Nigerian thing? How can I make it such that my clients actually appreciate this thing? Can it work? Can it not work? Some trends I don't go near. Some I do. I know. To give perspective, this whole thing about there was this Milky Donut thing and everything and all that. Yes, it trended though. People made their money on the thing, but honestly, I had literally just one order for that thing because it's not a major. It's not what I really like focus on. So I'm always very careful to watch out for the trends. But yes, always keeping up to date, social media, looking at what is going on both here and then I have some people that I also look up to in the industry and just following up with what they do also.
Okay, so how has social media helped your business through the years?
It really has. A lot of clients that we have also, a number of people that have seen us recently have found us through social media. Majorly we use Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. Recently even Google My Business has been doing a lot of fantastic things for us, right? So a lot of times we are able to push ads and reach out to these people, and when they come in and say, oh, this is what you could do, they even tell their friends, oh, definitely I want to use this person. It's just a ripple effect. Social media has made a huge impact on the business for sure, because without it we wouldn't have had the reach. Yes, we have been growing organically for quite some years, and we've been in Lagos, I believe 5 years, going to be 6 this year. We've been in Lagos for quite a long time, yes, but in terms of social media, being able to connect with people on that large scale has really, really helped us grow.
All right, guys, her Instagram page was taken down and she just started over.
Yes.
So if you go and look for her Instagram page, you may see 300 and something followers. You're like, sorry, she said 6 years. We had to start over.
Yes.
It wasn't funny.
Yes.
It wasn't funny.
But then that was also another thing, in a way. So when the page got taken down, I felt like, hey, this thing has eventually happened to me. That's what is going on. But I started telling people that I think this thing was a blessing in disguise, right? Because somehow it was almost like, okay, now you've lost what you thought was your everything. Yeah. What next? And I realized that, there are some things that we're doing over the years, keeping the data of our clients. And bear in mind, when I was doing these things, probably had people just like 10 clients. So we didn't even have that many people. But I kept everyone's information. So the moment the page got taken down, well, okay, what can we do? And then immediately we started we had everybody's emails, we had their phone numbers, we had broadcast lists. Yeah. We reached out to people, and in fact, once that happened, we just started using that page. That was January.
Yes.
And right now we have over 300 followers. Yeah. And these are active people that are really engaging with us. So honestly, as much as social media was such a huge thing, we made sure we kept the information and data of these people. Yeah, so that really helped us a lot.
Awesome. So Yemisi did a photo shoot recently and she dressed in corporate. Like, if you see how fine she was looking. And then she had the guts to tell me before this interview that I'm not like you people that go for 9 to 5. If not, I look very good in a corporate. So I'll ask you now, what's the most rewarding part of running your own cake and craft business? Some people start a business today, they want to start paying themselves like right now. Like at the end of the month, I need to pay myself. So at what point can someone start paying themselves, and what's the most rewarding part for you?
So the most rewarding part of running my own business, I'll say personally to me, it's the fulfillment. Of course, turning 30, don't mind me. Turning 30, I started reflecting, and I think the fact that I am actually doing what I love to do.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, there was a day I just got up and I was just thinking that do I really hunger for something else? And I was like, honestly, no, I am where I need to be. And that gave me a lot of fulfillment, because I know how lost I was as a student like 15 years ago. I know how I was like, does this life even have focus on anything? I think the fulfillment that comes with it, and the fact that my time is my time. Yeah, honestly speaking, my time is
the
my
sweetest
time.
Part.
I can make decisions. I declared a holiday on my birthday, and like, sue me. What do you want to do? So my time is my time, and I really like the fact that I'm able to it helps me to balance my work life and my family and everything.
Yeah.
But I'll say, in terms of my clients, I love what keeps me going is when I hear the feedback, when I hear the reviews, when people say, I've never had something like this. This is amazing. This is wonderful. You're doing something really great. Honestly, I think those are like the things that really, really keep me going. I forgot the second question actually.
Okay, so like paying yourself in the business and some people think that's like the reward.
Yes,
I'm getting money now.
Yes.
I can pay myself. Yeah. So maybe you should tell us how, when you start paying yourself, and just run us through that.
Let me just maybe this is the first time I don't collect a salary yet. I don't collect a salary yet, and that's just a personal thing. People say no, pay yourself, it makes you feel more serious about the job. No, I'm motivated, and it's not monetary. I don't pay myself yet in the business, and it's intentional, because I'm like, Coco Sweets cannot even pay me back what it owes me. The business cannot. If I choose to take out what I have put into this business, the business will not. It's not yet time. That's just the way I see it. And of course, thankfully, like I said, serial entrepreneur, I have other things that keep me going. Thank God for husband too, of course. So it's good to spend man's money.
He said if she doesn't mention him in this interview, it won't go live.
It will not go live.
They've called your name, sir.
So thank God for that, right? But I also have other sources of income that have supported me over time, right? So a lot of times I just make the personal decision not to pay myself. I pay my staff, of course. But personally, I don't take money out yet. I still feel I am putting much into this thing, and I'm not yet where I want to be in terms of starting to withdraw money out of that. Of course, we make some money. We've had some very good runs over the years. We've gotten some grants. We've gotten some very good publicities and things like that. So but I just made a personal decision not to take money out yet. If you want to classify my skills with my job role and everything, I'll probably take the revenue plus the capital plus everything, and it will not even be enough. So, but I really want to just like put in a lot now. It's later on when I feel like, okay, fine, you know what, we started doing more things, we have our outlets, we have a larger customer base, then yeah, I can go into that. But of course, as people, you need to do your numbers, you need to check your figures. The standard thing is that you look at where you are and all that. Okay, after everything is said and done, after you've taken out the overhead, after you've taken out everything that you use for running the business, what do you have left? Do you actually have enough to pay yourself? A lot of people run the business account like a personal account.
Yeah.
I'm very strict with that. I don't take money out. I'd rather even take money out of my personal account first,
for the business,
and then say, okay, fine, Coco Sweets needs to reimburse me certain amounts of money. I'm very careful about money leaving my account.
Yeah.
I don't run it as I can count how many times I've held that card, and every time I've held the business card, it's definitely for a purchase for the business.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So, can you share a memorable review that you got from a customer? What's like the most memorable one?
Okay. Which one? There are so many. So many. So there's a couple, right? Funny enough, I have never met them. And I think I should mention that a lot of our clients have never actually met. I think I just basically revealed my face to a number of them
on your birthday.
a few days ago, yes. So, but there's a couple, right? Of course, it was a referral. And just to give us an idea of how this referral thing works, right? My husband used to work in the banking industry. His boss started buying cakes from us. His boss's wife got cake for him. I hope we can follow this journey. His boss's wife got the cake for him. The staff saw the cake. Then one of the staff bought it from us for the boss. Then the friend of the staff was like, I need someone to bake my wedding cake, and she referred me. And that was it. And so she reached out to me, and the girl was just like, well, the powers that be, it's not my wedding, can you come, but at least the cake is
wedding,
my own.
but it's not her wedding.
That was what, you know how it is now. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'll give you what you want. So we went, we delivered the cake. It was fantastic. She loved it, and clearly I didn't even see her, because when I was dropping off the cake, she was still getting ready for her big day, and I left, of course. Then later on, after she got married, she reached out to me that, I think it was Valentine's. So she wanted to get something for her husband. And so she reached out to us, and then we delivered something to him. Then some while back, again, she sent something to him, just a random gift. After a while, the guy was like, hello, please, Yemisi, can I speak to you? I'm not big on this gifting thing, no, so what do I do?
Please, is it the couple that I think it is?
It is the couple you think it is.
These people go on a back-to-back. You do me, I do you. Like, that's how they behave.
So the guy was like, Yemisi, help me, what can I do? And then I was like, okay, fine, there's something I can put together. Let's go and give her a surprise in our office. So when we went to go and deliver, I was like, hi, Queen, trust are doing good. And I've released her name.
That's her name?
Yes.
Oh, no, if you didn't say, we wouldn't have known. Like, they call everybody Queen these days.
I know, right? Like, hope you're doing good and everything. And we have a surprise package. She was like, I don't think it's for me. I think you're making a mistake. I said, no, I know who I'm trying to reach. It is you. And when I got the video from her office, she was in tears. She was embarrassed. And then she was like, so you did this one. I'm like, well. And then she was like, you know what? I want to send something back to you again. I said, okay. And, it's so funny because she wants to fight. She doesn't have it. She's like, Yemisi will handle it. Oh, yeah. Give him something. And then something goes back again. And then the guy is like, Yemisi, I want to do my own back. Even there was a time whereby it was like he was planning something for her, not knowing that she's already having something delivered.
Yeah.
So when he eventually got to him, he said, Yemisi, we don't know. And I'm talking to you, and I thought you were on my side. I said, no, I'm on the two of your side, though. So they keep going back to back, and I love it because it keeps my creative juices running, right? I'm like, what can I give them? I'm like, they've bought gifts back, they've bought wine, they've bought frame, they've bought chocolates, they've bought flowers. So what again? But every time I keep like coming up with so much more, and I love such things because it challenges me to like just think beyond. She has done the 5 senses. He has given her flowers, they're giving her cakes, everything. And then she made a remark recently. She was like that, Yemisi, you have a customer in us for life. And that touched a part of me because I'm like, this means a lot. This means a lot. I know, if you had to classify, you say customers that became friends. I know that's it. Even though we never have seen each other, but wow, that's just amazing. So you can imagine someone trusting you that much, with something like that. And the husband was saying something like, I don't think we can talk about our marriage without mentioning Coco Sweets. And honestly, that touches a lot of parts of me. So yeah, those are some memories I have.
They used this girl to surprise me in my office. Like I was not expecting anything.
Of course.
They used her to surprise me in my office. It is well.
It's our work.
So I think I've seen Yemisi do cakes like apology cakes, breakup cakes. Please, I want you back. I've had some good laughs.
Was it in November that was our people were offending their
in November. Mark it. If you offend somebody in November, know that something's wrong.
I was like, should I even create a package and say, okay, by the power vested in Coco Sweets, we guarantee that this your love will not do it again, and we'll send a message to you that do you promise to not offend? Because all our package at point we left birthday was apology. I'm sorry.
I say, very beautiful cakes, just to say sorry.
And everybody was like, oh yeah, I forgive you now. Thank you. So it's really nice, honestly. It's interesting when you go through that route with your clients, honestly.
Okay, so
yeah.
If you were to make a cake for let's see, a celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Celebrity.
Yeah, celebrity, dead or alive.
No one really, but I call him my celebrity. I say my dad.
I know.
He's my biggest fan.
When I sent you this question, I already knew the answer.
He's my biggest fan, right? So my dad, he's my celebrity. That's just where I can put it, because if there's someone that really encouraged me through the entire journey, he was the one, and he stood by me. My dad bought my first most major cake, and I remember how ugly that cake looked, and that man still looked at me and said, this is beautiful. He gave it to his friend for Christmas that time, and I'm just thinking about the way the man was like, wow, Yemisi, you did so good. When I look at that cake now, I say, hey,
is it that
this
cake?
Man, did you woz me? Did you whine me? Like this thing. And every time I gave him my cake, he was like, the taste, this is good. So what's the name of this one? How did you do it? Tell me. This is fun. And he was always big on it, honestly. He was my biggest fan. So I'll say if I was to make cake for anybody, it's him. He'll definitely be the one.
Aww.
Yes, of course.
All right. I remember my auntie. Someone reached out to her. She bakes also.
Yeah.
Someone reached out to her and they asked her for a cake. This pants and bra cake. Someone was buying it for his girlfriend. She said, no.
Yes.
No. So, what's your craziest request? The craziest request you've gotten from a customer for a cake order?
Craziest request for a cake order. Do I even have anyone like that? Honestly, not really comes to mind, but people try to, they try to say, what can you do? And no, I think I've gotten that pants and bra one before, but that was when I just started, and in fact, that cake was just very weird. But after that, I made up my mind. I'm like, no, this is not my thing. This is not my thing. But I think, honestly, I'll say uniqueness is in what we do every day, because, like I said, every order is customized.
Yeah.
In fact, our Valentine orders that are coming in right now, I'm yet to see two that are exactly alike, because somebody wants a wine, they don't want cake. Somebody wants cake, they don't want keychains. I think every day, that's what makes it different. It's just unique. People, because of the way we set up the business and set up everything, people are able to customize things as they like. So you want a cake that is like this, you want a cake like that. I think all of them just have their own uniqueness to it. It's so hard for me to actually pinpoint and say, okay, this was the craziest one. Maybe if I went through my phone and I think deeply, I'm like, okay, yeah, this one was particularly unique. But I think those are just everything. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned getting a shop, sometime an outlet. So is that the way forward for Coco? Tell us, what's the way forward for Coco Sweets?
It is the way forward. Expect a lot of expansion, growth this year. We are looking at doing so much more. I'm challenged. I am motivated to actually do way more than I have achieved, honestly speaking, because it's been a wonderful journey. It's been an amazing journey. This is a I think 10 years to this year of intentionally I think I established the business. That was 2018, but by 2015 I already started doing some things relating to cake businesses. And I think just look at a lot of expansion. There's a lot that we are looking forward to doing this year, and giving more top-notch service, if that's even possible, by the grace of God.
Right. So what will you advise someone coming in to start a business as a baker right now?
So it's very funny, right? Because a lot of people think, this business will take care of all my problems. this business will do everything for me. I think it's important for people to always look at what you're solving. Look at the problem, that's the value you're going to add to people.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm amazed at how I've had clients, like on my birthday, I had clients that I know the billing, like what they paid for was a lot, and they're like, this thing, is it really worth it? I'm like, see, trust me, you get your money, your value for your money, right?
Yeah.
And then you see them saying, oh, I'm so happy with you. Some people that if they drop money like that, they'll be like, was the cake nice? It was nice, shout, but I will not talk to her again or something like that, But these ones are like, they are so happy that we did something that good for them. I think it's important for people to always look at the client. A lot of time when it comes to running a good business, you can't look at what you gain out of it first. You need to look at the problem you're solving, and then of course, so you're not miserable, make sure it's something that you love to do.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I'm here working midnight, 2 a.m., I can just like, thank God I love what I'm doing. Because if I did not, I'm not sure I can be this dedicated.
I know, right?
Yeah. So like, I think you need to look at what your business, what problem your business is going to be solving. That is one way to go about it, in making sure that you're tying the needs of the client. And once you're able to figure out that your product market fit, figure out your niche for that, honestly, it's almost like it makes it easy. It makes it easier. You just see the clients come in, everyone comes in, and say, do a lot of understudy, right? Don't just try to follow what they said, and be willing to think outside the box. Be willing to think outside the box. Be willing to think beyond what people call the norm.
Yeah.
Right? Always try to challenge yourself. Okay, they said we should do vanilla cake like this, but why? Why must it be like this?
Yeah.
Why must it be in this particular way? Okay, they say people don't like fruit cakes, but why? What can I do? What can I, that innovative step, taking the step further. And I don't think there's anybody that in this age and time should not tie themselves closely with tech. It's a very wonderful, helpful tool. This is the era. This is where things are actually blossoming, and just by ensuring that you improve your processes and things in that way, it's important. And I'll say packaging. I'm not saying package rubbish. Package proper and really beautiful. I'm very huge on packaging. Even to give somebody something, I go all out. I remember when my son wanted to send key to my mom, and I was like, I cannot just give her the key like this now. I found bubble wrap. I was like, let me bubble mailer bag. Let me put it with packaging. Like, think about it, and just think about how the person will feel when they receive what they've gotten. I've had a friend's mom that says, see, when I started earlier, she was like, I'm pretty sure that even the donuts in this box might not even be as sweet, but you see this packaging, it just makes me want to be in there, So think about things, do something unique, find out what is going to make my own difference. If we count how many bakers are on our street right now, probably up to 10, but what makes you stand out? And trust the process, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to get to the tech part. You said you're a tech baker. Okay. So can you run us through the tech part and the challenges that you have that you face with customers when it comes to that part of your business?
Okay. So first things first, in terms of our day-to-day runnings, we use data. Coco Sweets will not be able to do everything we do if we didn't have data. And one of the things is we record everything. There's something I always say, that once you reach out to us, we don't, trust me, best believe that we have saved your contact. As in, we've saved your contact. We always take down your name, your number. We want to know what we can to use. And then this data, we take it and then we're able to use it to analyze. Okay, fine. We've noticed that more people in Lekki are buying cakes, or more people in Lekki are buying this particular kind of cake. More people in Yaba are buying this particular kind of cake. And we use that to basically develop like a profile around these people. So that's one thing we do a lot of time. I invest in a lot of database softwares like that help us to run on a day-to-day basis. And like, people know how much we spend on these things. It's a whole lot, but then this is what gets the results out, right? And then in terms of day-to-day, everything is documented. In fact, we're currently even still documenting more things. We just released about 17 new documents this year in how we do our processes and everything. Every single thing is documented. We're removing the whole pen and paper thing. I was like, how can I be spending so much pen? Because the orders are so many. Imagine when you're having like 5-6 orders in a day. How many times do you want to print invoice? How many times do you want to print everything? Let everything go digital. But you want to invest more in like a screen so that we can see what we need to do every time. Recipes, everything is documented. Every single process is documented. And if you're someone that you're big like me, I like to enjoy. I love to enjoy. As much as I love what I do, I know how to detox. I know how to remove myself. And I think one of my major goals is to get to a stage whereby my business can run 100% without me being there on a day-to-day basis. So those processes are very, very important to me. So even up to the point of, you want to make a cake, make sure you put 1 tablespoon, make sure you put 15 grams. I'm very particular about all those details. And of course, in terms of computing those things, we always make sure we have it in a system, in a file, so that we can actually access them and all that. Yeah. So those are some of the things that we do.
What challenges have you faced with customers because of this digital thing? Not everybody is into it.
Not everyone. I think I'm grateful to God, right, for the way I've also been trained, because like I said, this business started with the help of God. I don't think I can talk about Coco Sweets without talking about God and how he helped me. I was just a young girl trying to just eat, honestly speaking. So one of the things that God didn't just give me a way to eat. I said it today in church. I was like, God didn't just give me a way to eat. He actually gave me a way to actually also help people.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, he didn't leave me alone in everything. So I'm always working. I'm always thinking about what we can do and in terms of how to improve our processes, right? But the thing is this, as you expand, as you grow, there is a lot of you have to make some decisions, and you have to also know some truths so that you give yourself peace of mind. One of them is not everyone is going to be your client.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
True.
And I think the earlier you realize that, and I thank God for helping me to realize that quite early, because before I was always hungry, like anybody just says hello. Your lordship, what do you want? Your highness, what do you need? Your budget is 10,000, but the thing is 16K. I will do it. And for a while, it's easy to say it and be like, I will do better. But in the middle of it, when you really have that hunger to grow and everything, and I hope people actually learn that you need to look at your journey alone with God, especially in your business, right? What he would actually have you bring out of it. You need to look at his own plans for you. Don't look at what other people are doing, because for a long time, I thank God I've been delivered. There was a long time that I would just carry my phone and I'm looking at maybe one big name somewhere, I'm like, hey, but God, I'm even doing better than this person now. I know, but you need to learn to stay focused on those kind of things. And I learned early that, not everyone is a client. As sad and as all it is, it's the truth of the matter, because it's not everybody that actually would appreciate what you're dishing out. That's one way about it. The second way is that in terms of tech, right, if you're going to run a tech business, it's only those that actually have a bit of understanding of how tech runs that will work it. Now, like I said, our products are customized, so back end we have a lot of details to look at: the color, the flavor, the name, what kind of message, what should the thing look like, right? And in achieving all these things, you have to be careful not to make errors. I can count how many errors I've had in my business over the time we've been in Lagos, and there are not too many, thank God. But awesome. Every time that we had those errors, it was based on something of like, you forgot something, and that's because of the processes. Because before I was still telling, I can't remember who I was discussing with recently. I was like, at times we'll be like, what is the name of the person that you want to give something?
It's both of us.
I was like, what's the name of the person? I'll be like, okay, we're now gonna carry invoice and be writing, okay, this is the name. What is the name of this one? By the time you realize it, you're spending a lot of energy on manpower, a lot of energy on just trying to figure out it. And I know what. Just build a website.
Also time, you're even spending time,
energy, resources.
You wait for the customer to respond. You want the cake tomorrow, ask you, what's the name of the person?
And you know what? I realized, started reflecting, because at times 9 p.m. somebody is just finally chatting. You finally even giving all those details. The person that tell you, I'm not really interested again. Can you call? So those things, and I was like, how can I better my processes? And that's when I thought, like, you know what? Just make all your orders on the website. Only those that are like extremely customized, like someone wants a wedding cake and things like that, they bring it down to WhatsApp. And so we use that a lot, right? But of course, not everybody can use that. And so we had to face the reality that it's not everybody that's going to be able to order from us. So what we did is try to encourage people. I'm like, okay, you know what? If you have someone that is like more tech savvy around you, let them help you place your order. Not everybody can do that. So those are the challenges. We had to realize that, you know what, we're going to lose some orders, but it's okay, because the way it helps us to be efficient, it's better. We're able to actually do so much more by just having a website where people like, just go and place your order, and just count on us that we would actually now follow through with that. It also helps us to reduce mistakes. I said, she said, you said, we said.
You now go to the chat and
exactly. So I we'll tell people, please take your time to place your order, because I remember one person that was arguing with me that like she chose a particular date. I think she chose the 23rd, but her event was actually on the 3rd. And she argued that, oh, I was like, ma, please
I
go
was
to
in
your
this
email.
house that day.
Exactly. I was like, please go to your email. And she still, I was like, if I had to call her, I said, I don't have access to your email.
She was so upset.
She was so upset. But eventually, she was like, okay, fine.
I made
it. Yeah, and then we were able to fulfill the order for her. So it helps us to also be efficient. And that's one thing about it. So yeah, it makes a huge difference and impact on the business.
Tech should be your friend if you're a business person. It will help you simplify a lot of processes.
Be ready to invest, right? If you are someone that like is in the like creative field. I mean, I have machines worth over $1 million here, and these are machines that like I carry like if anything happens to you, I don't know what we're gonna do. But it's important to always invest in these things if you're really big and serious about taking your business to the next step.
Okay. Yeah. So our final question is a misunderstood question. Everyone who comes on this show answers the question. So what are some of the myths that people have about bakers or the cake business that you would like to debunk? Now let's go.
How many do I have? Okay, I think the most popular one, it's not just flour and sugar.
Every time they always say that.
It's not just flour and sugar.
What are you doing?
How much is a bag of flour? How much is a bag? I say, it's not like that too. But I think that's one of the things. People just think that what are you doing? It's not just flour, it's not just sugar, you're just adding together. I'm like, you can have those things, but if you don't know how to combine them, the ratios, the recipe, everything that goes into it, if you know the processes involved in getting out a cake, the way you do a large batch is different when you do a small batch. Like, there are a lot of things involved. I think people think that how much is the flour, how much is the sugar? What about the human being that is doing all those things, right? There's a lot of overhead into it. The people don't realize how much work goes into it. Every time I'm dishing out and into like a requirement when I want to hire a baking assistant or a baker, I write it there. I'm like, you need to be able to stand for 6 to 8 hours. That's, people don't know that you spend most of the time on your feet. So people don't know that there's a lot of effort that goes into all those things, right? And then people think, it's not just a hobby. It's not just that thing. That's your cute business, right? They think it's not just your cute business. It's not just something you do on the side. They don't realize that there's a lot that goes. I was still telling you that I bought paper of over almost 200,000 naira. And if you ask what did I buy, I say it's paper. It's paper, but there's
very
paper.
Heavy paper.
There's paper and there's paper.
We could not lift it. Only both of us.
We couldn't lift it at all. So there's a lot of things. People think that you're just doing just a cute thing. It's just something that you do by the side. I think those are one of the things. And then people don't realize just how much effort goes into all those things. Like I said, I had to invest. If I calculate how much all my machines and everything cost and everything, they don't realize how much goes into those things. And that's why a lot of times people just say, it's not just paper she puts. It's not just this one she puts. It's not just. By the time you think about what goes into all those things and how much it takes to maintain and things like that, it's a whole lot. I think those are some of the ones that come to my mind easily, right? Okay. Yeah. And then so is it really a misunderstood? Well, maybe like when your family and friends think that
no, it is just say it is
family and friends
it's our business.
And I'm like, were you there? Were you with me? I think a lot of times people don't really appreciate what you are. It's like what Kolade said yesterday, that a lot of people don't necessarily, they don't want to be associated with you yet until they see the greatness involved in what you're doing,
make it,
right? And a lot of times I think people think that I'm even buying from you. Okay, that's a popular one. I'm buying from you, I'm helping you. No, if you want to support as a family member or as a friend, right? You should even pay more. You should make the process much more smoother. Even if you don't want to pay more, it's not a big deal, but pay. And don't come and scatter the person's processes, right? Because a lot of things go into all these things, and it can be very disheartening. If a random person disappoints me, I might not feel it so much, right? But when a family member is like, I mean, you're supposed to uphold the business, and I've had a mix of the two, right? I mean, Chimsy is one person. Chimsy always carries my business like this, and I hate like this, so I'm so grateful for that, honestly speaking. I've also had people that they made me feel like, this thing is bad, though. Like what you did is not fair. But I think people always don't understand how much it goes. And I say, be more encouraging, not even just for the industry, for the baking industry. Generally, when you see your family and friends going into things, stand on a more encouraging side, and don't be like don't be a problem to them. I've had my uncle's wife ordered a package all the way from Ibadan. She got a rider to pick up and send it to her. Those things speak volumes to me, right? I know. So, and please, cake, it's not every time that bakers used to have free cake in their fridge.
Say lie.
Don't be this. If your baker friend is having too much cake in their fridge, they have not yet perfected their recipe. Let me just tell you now.
She has exposed everybody.
If you're having too much free cake like that, if what they are giving you is a fully decorated cake like that, it's not the shaving or anything like that, there's a problem somewhere.
So all the cakes you have been sending to my house is
don't worry, you'll be alright. It's right. It's love.
Lab rats. You have been using us to do experiment.
But it's sweet lab rats.
Yeah, it's sweet. The cake is sweet. I forgive you because the cake is sweet.
Thank you. All
right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate
This was so much fun.
I know, right? I actually like the conversation. We're just talking. It was a smooth one. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget, if you've not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. And we'll see you on the next show. I remain your host, Chimzi. Bye.
Bye. It's a wrap.